at Hudson Yards here at Hudson Yards. That's the vessel outside. It's new in New York City, and of course the new subway stop is right underneath it, so the tourists get off, walk towards Times Square, and completely miss it.
So you're going to the vessel, or what it will be renamed, at Hudson Yards, and you don't want to spend money. Well, you don't want to spend money you don't have to. We're going to demystify this whole thing right now. Hi, I'm Lars. The moniker's Danger Man, and while I don't live in Manhattan, I've been there enough over the past 10 years to know just how to get you around this playground with ease, without spending money you don't have to. So let's take on Hudson Yards right now. You should be informed when you're going to visit this centerpiece object at Hudson Yards. It is on the west side of Midtown Manhattan, and as we map in here, you're going to see that you have a number of places to visit when you get off of the Lincoln Tunnel. Where you drop in off of Penn Station, you're going to see the Empire State Building, you're going to have Times Square, the Madison Square Garden, the Javits Center. All of these things are right near you, and what's in the middle of it all? Hudson Yards and the vessel, until they rename it.
So this is the vessel at the top. This is probably your best view behind me. Quite touristy, but there's a lot about New York that's touristy, so why not? I mean, most of us come here as a playground. Some of us come here with more serious interests. Some of us come with no idea whatsoever other than to shop and hang out at the things that everybody tells us to go to. Well, this is probably going to be the go-to for a lot of people for some time. It's just outside of Midtown, so if you're staying in Times Square, it's a few blocks walk. And if you're staying Chelsea, it's definitely on top of the High Line. You've got the Comic-Con right behind me, would be the Javits Center behind me. So if you're hitting the Javits for any reason, it's also a close walk from there. The Hudson Yards subway is right here. You can see those glass overhangs. So those will also be someplace dumps tourists off, and then they head for Midtown. I found that as a lot of folks are exiting there, they're not even looking to the right, seeing the vessel. They're just heading straight for Times Square. Go figure.
Okay, I'm not even sure I need to do this, but if you're local to New York City, here's how you get to Hudson Yards and the vessel. Hey, if you're a local, you need to know one thing, and you only want to know one thing. 34th Street Station, that's the 7. There's an express and a local. If you want all the details, all of the alternative subways, then hit the guide. I'm going to beat you all over the head with it. Hit the guide. Here we go. Let's help the out-of-towners. Driving 10 years to New York, 1 citation, trust me. Okay, out-of-towners, if you're coming in from the Lincoln Tunnel, actually, before I get started, freeze this or go to the website for my article and print this map. There's telephone numbers to parking. Everything you need that I'm going to go over here is going to be there. So if you're coming in from out of town, the Lincoln Tunnel is going to drop you off underneath this building with the red arrow right on 31st Street. Now, if it's a weekday, you're going to have a hard time getting free parking on 10th Avenue. Weekend, not bad. Take a right on 10th Avenue, start to find a spot. You can see the arrow shows you how to get in on 10th Avenue into the building. You can also enter from the High Line on 32nd Street. If you're going to enter anywhere else, I would say 34th Street. That's a great place to walk in if you're getting an Uber or a cab, etc. But for those of you out of town, those are your 3 entrance points, 32nd, 10th Avenue, and 34th. But if you're not from New York, here's the lowdown. The Bronx is up and the Battery's down. Okay, you've heard that. Maybe you have. If you're not familiar with New York, it's real simple. Financial District in Alphabet City is downtown. Starts at 1st, heads almost up to 200th Street. So by the time you get to the Bronx, you're up in the 160s. It goes east to west from 1st Avenue to 12th Avenue. Well, you won't see 12th Avenue because it kind of ends and becomes the Hudson Parkway, but 1st Avenue through 11th Avenue. So you can see that this little playground we're playing in is between 30th, 34th Street, and between 10th Avenue and 11th Avenue. And this is phase 1, by the one, of Hudson Yards. There's a phase 2 coming. So if you're just not familiar with New York City, again, I would say, remember,
New York, a wonderful town. The Bronx is up and the Battery's down.
You're heading for Hudson Yards. You'll go nowhere near the Battery or the Bronx. Look, 34th Street is the magic number here, folks. When you come into New York City by car, you're going to get right to where you need to be. But if you come in on a train, if you come in on a bus, everything's going to pretty much land at Madison Square Garden and the Penn Station there at the Port Authority. And at that point, I want you to walk down 34th Street, nowhere else. You walk straight down 34th, and you take a left into Hudson Yards. It doesn't get any simpler. Keep it easy, keep it really simple, and that's all you'll need to do. 34th Street. Now we're going to cover the entrances here in a little video segment here for you to make it even a little easier. But let's give you a quick map again to freeze. If you're going to come in from 10th Avenue, there's the way to get in. But let's show you. Hey, we're on 10th Avenue. It's a very busy weeknight. And guess what? We're going to go to the Vessel here at Hudson Yards. One of the best ways to get in is just walk into the mall here. And you're going to go in these doors, up the escalators, take a left, go down a long hall. Long hall is a relative statement. You're going to take a slight right out the back door. And there you are. Now another way to get to the Vessel is down on 34th Street, just around the corner. So if you're taking a cab or an Uber or something like that, that may be one of your better ways to get in. Otherwise, this is a great way to get in. There's parking right below as well. Now, guess where we are? We're below the observation deck. So if we look up, you can see the observation deck at 30 Hudson Yards. This is the tallest observation deck in the Western Hemisphere. It is 73 floors up and it goes 65 feet out. It is facing Midtown, so guess what? You get to look down on the Empire State Building. Now remember, if you're coming through 10th Avenue's mall there, through the shops at Hudson Yards, the ticket booth kiosk is just under the Vessel to the right. You're gonna have to report back. You won't get right in. You can get tickets for 20 minutes later, an hour later, whatever the rush is, but remember, you'll report back. Here's the map once again.
So one of your problems when you get to the Hudson Yards Vessel is you might need to use the bathroom. Well, right inside the shops, second, third, fourth floor.
So when you do report back, you walk right in. Because the capacity is 700, they assign times for people to get in. They really control the entry. So when you come back, you can walk down the High Line. You could have, had a lot of fun in the area for a period of time. You could have went to the observation deck, who knows? But if you're going to come to this place, it's pedestrian. You're probably going to arrive by bike. You're going to arrive by walking up. You're going to arrive by Uber or a cab. You're just not going to park there unless you get lucky on a Saturday and you're parking on, or Sunday, and parking on 10th Avenue. Some of the local streets maybe, but in case you don't know, essentially there's only free parking after 7 p.m. during the week. So that's a trick. You really want to manage this by parking through ParkWiz app, and you want to essentially make certain that you walk in from 10th Avenue through the mall or by 34th Street station. And 34th Street is, to me, the ideal entry point. So if you're at the Javits Center hanging out, having a good time, you're right on the corner, you walk across. This place is built for pedestrian access. Now we talked about the 10th Avenue access. Here we are at 34th Street. This is where everybody gets in these days. If you're going to take an Uber, a taxi, a bike, any of those measures, you're going to walk in. This is the easiest access. You can see it's right over my shoulder. In fact, the 34th Street station is right behind me as well. And if you just happen to be at the convention center at the Javits, guess what? You're very close. So there you have it. I still advise, get your tickets in advance. Arriving by cab or an Uber, 34th Street. Unless you want to shop first, then of course, yes, the 10th Avenue entrance of the mall. So there you have it. There's how you're going to get there. But if you're going to park in this great experience right nearby, this beautiful thing, it's going to be tough. Unless you can get that prime parking right on 10th Avenue, right along the shops, I would say park in the shops. There's a telephone number on screen. Call them ahead. See what you can plan if it can be paid in advance. Otherwise, ParkWiz is your only other option for paying in advance. You can see all of the prices on the screen. Gives you a general idea. So there's your three orders. I would go 10th Avenue for free parking on a Saturday or Sunday, the shops at Hudson Yards, or the ParkWiz app. There we go. We've covered everything. We've gotten you there. Now let's enjoy the experience in part 2. Thanks for watching part 1, where we brought you to the door of the Vessel in Hudson Yards, and parts 2 and 3. We will actually, in those videos, spend about 20 minutes exclusively in the Vessel. So if you're looking for some juicy, great videos, that's coming up next. Just stick around. And if you like this video, if you want to help out, please, by all means, subscribe, leave a like, share. You know the routine. And of course, if you want this guide, this link is provided in the comments, but there it is on screen. Have at it. See you in the next video.
It's too much for any man.